Francesca Evans from LymeOnline, and I'm reporting here from Theatre Square, where organisers are making final preparations for this week's Jazz Jurassica festival, which starts later today. Now, this is going to be one of the first, if not the first, live music festival across the whole country since lockdown restrictions eased. So Lyme Regis is really gearing up for a bumper bank holiday weekend. And the sun is shining, and hopefully it's going to stay that way all weekend. I'm here now with Julie Sheppard, who organises the festival, to tell us a little bit more about what to expect this weekend. Thanks for joining us,
Hi,
Julie.
Jessie.
Now, Julie, as I said, Lyme Regis is really blazing a trail for live music events this weekend. So how has it been putting things together after such a challenging year?
Well, you're right, it has been a challenging year. You know, we haven't really seen any live music in Lyme Regis for nearly 18 months. And of course, many of the musicians that are going to be playing over the weekend haven't played or even played together, let alone played in front of a live audience for a very long time. Yeah, there have been challenges. You know, if I had a choice, I'd rather not be putting on a festival during a pandemic. So we've had to introduce lots of extra measures, you know, so that we're COVID compliant, so that we're keeping everyone safe and making people feel comfortable. I think that's been really important, making people feel confident and comfortable to come out.
So as you said, there are some changes to this year's festival, and it's going to be based here at Theatre Square rather than at the Marine Parade shelters. So what can people expect when they arrive here this weekend?
Well, what they're going to find is that these are all seated events, and we will be providing seating whether it's indoors or outdoors. That will all be socially distanced. For the free events, that's every afternoon, 1 to 4:30, over the weekend, we're providing the seating. It's all completely free. We just ask people to download the NHS Track and Trace app and scan the QR code on entry. That's because we have to, collect everybody's details. Obviously, inside Marine Theatre, we've had to restrict audience numbers in order to introduce social distancing. So people are going to notice a difference. There's probably not as many people certainly indoors as we usually have. No crowd surfing and no mosh pits this year. That will all have to wait till next year.
And so there's some ticketed events, and there's still a few tickets left for Bank Holiday Monday?
Yeah, we've got literally a handful of tickets left for 2 events on Bank Holiday Monday.
But then there's 3 events all weekend as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a really important part of the festival. This is the part where, we're trying to make live music available for the community, so it doesn't matter how much money you've got, where you live, if you love live music, what we'd like to see you. We don't want ticket prices to ever be a barrier to people's access.
And what are some of the acts that you're most looking forward to seeing this weekend?
Well, obviously, later on tonight, then we've got, it's a bit unfair to ask me to pay favourites, but tonight we've got this fabulous 17-piece Latin band on this big stage out here, and that's going to be kind of hot and fiery and Latin and noisy and sweaty, and it's going to be a kind of an explosive celebration of Afro-Cuban music, and I think that's going to be absolutely tremendous. 17 musicians on stage. That's not been seen for a very long time.
No, that sounds great. And there's some local musicians taking part this weekend as well.
There are, and especially during the afternoon sessions. And I think people are going to be, frankly, astonished at the level and the standard of musicianship, which I think just goes to show what fantastic talent we've got right here on our doorstep in the Southwest.
Well, we're really looking forward to it, and if you can't make it down here this weekend, the LymeOnline team and Lyme Bay Radio team will be here all weekend bringing you video and radio coverage so you don't miss anything. In other local news, veteran councillor Stan Williams has been made an honorary freeman of the town after more than half a century of service to the community. The 86-year-old first joined what was then known as Lyme Regis Borough Council in 1969 and played an instrumental part in the local government reorganisation of 1974. He then went on to serve as Mayor of Lyme Regis in the 1990s. Councillor Williams has also played a significant part in the community outside of the council chamber, including in the development of the Woodmead Halls. He also played for Lyme Regis Football Club, is a member of Lyme Regis Sailing Club and the Royal British Legion, among many other organisations. The Town Council voted unanimously to make Stan an honorary freeman of the town at this week's meeting. Only one other person, former town crier Phil Street, currently holds the prestigious title. A town councillor has said she feels distressed, embarrassed and unsafe at council meetings and will not be attending again until members' behaviour is addressed. Councillor Belinda Borden made the statement this week following a public falling out with Sue Davies, chair of community interest company Lyme Forward, who accused the councillor of leading a campaign of victimisation against her. Miss Davies first made the accusations against Councillor Borden during a meeting in April. Her comments were made in response to a report by Councillor Borden raising concerns about the operation of Lyme Forward. Miss Davies submitted a formal complaint against Councillor Borden to Dorset Council's monitoring officer Jonathan Mayer, but he has said there was no evidence of victimisation and he would not be referring the complaint for further investigation. However, Mr Mayor did agree that Councillor Borden should not be the council's representatives on both Lyme Forward and Lyme Regis Development Trust, as the two organisations appeared to be in competition with one another, and this could create a conflict of interests. New representatives have now been elected for both organisations, but Councillor Borden said she will not be attending council meetings again until it is guaranteed that she will not be insulted or threatened. Fossil hunting fans were given their first glimpse of what the much anticipated statue of Mary Anning will look like last weekend. A day after what would have been the famous fossil hunter's 222nd birthday, a maquette of the Mary Anning statue went on display at the Marine Theatre. The statue has been designed by artist Denise Dutton following a successful £100,000 fundraising appeal by the Mary Anning Rocks campaign. Denise will now be working on the full-size statue with plans to erect it on the square on Guncliffe Walk below the Marine Theatre. Lyme Regis Museum also celebrated Mary Anning's birthday as well as its own centenary by presenting gifts to children from St Michael's Primary School last week. And now for sport. Uplyme and Lyme Regis have made a blistering start to the new cricket season. With the season just 4 weeks old, Uplyme has stormed to the top of their division, having opened a 12-point lead over their nearest rivals. Last Saturday, Uplyme demonstrated why they are the early favourites with a 10-wicket victory over Barnstaple and Pilton. Hero of the day was club chairman and opening bat Steve Beattie, who took 4 wickets in dismissing the visitors for 120 all out, and then he hit an undefeated 91 off 50 balls. He was well supported by his brother Mark, who carried his bat for 23. Uplyme followed this victory on Wednesday in a Devon League Corinthian Cup 20-over match. Sidmouth are the current holders of the cup, but Uplyme, who excel at the T20 format, set the home side with a challenging total of 135 for 9, with Steve Beattie and new signing Andrew Harrison sharing the bowling honours. Beattie and Harrison also shone with the bat, Steve hitting 52 off just 21 balls and Andrew weighing in with 32 before Sidmouth were bowled out for 101. Tomorrow, Uplyme are at home against Kentisbeare in a 1 p.m. start, and with sunny weather forecast, a large crowd is expected at the King George V playing field. Uplyme are also looking forward to the start of the new East Devon Bash T20 tournament, which starts next month with an opening fixture away to Ottery on June 2nd. The football season is crawling to a conclusion, with Lyme Regis' first team in with the chance of taking some silverware back to the Davy Fort. Lyme needed just 1 point to win the Devon and Exeter League Premier East Division in their last game at home against Chard Town Reserves, but it was abandoned at half-time because the pitch was waterlogged, with the Seasiders leading 3-0. At first, it was thought the game would have to be replayed, but the league officials have now allowed the score to stand. Lyme now meets Lapford, winners of the Premier West Division, in a playoff at Topsham on June 5th to decide the overall Premier champions. If the Seasiders are able to bring home the trophy, it will be their highest achievement in the club's long history. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's video news bulletins. Don't forget to visit our website and social media channels this weekend to stay up to date with the latest local news and events taking place here at the Jazz Jurassica Festival.